Rebecca. I was muted. Haha. But, anyways, let me start again. Hopefully, everyone's week's going great. Hopefully, everyone, whatever you got going on, you're doing great. Thank you. I realize that. Can you hear me now? Hopefully, everyone's doing good. Their week starting off great. Let me check my settings first. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good now. Let me know. But hopefully everyone's week is good. I'm starting over. Um, whatever you got going on, you conquer it as always. But like I said, we got a lot of things going on now. Club soccer may be over. We got the NBA finals. We got the end of OTAs in a month. Um, Training camp will start. But you know, summer of soccer, summer of football is going to be going on. Euro Cup, Copa America. Then we got the Olympics to end the summer. But last week, probably on Thursday, I got a call. I got a call from a friend. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna send you a link." So obviously, at first, I was a little nervous. Like, what type of link? I don't want no inappropriate things. He's like, "No, no, no." So he sends me a link. He says, "What do you think?" And the news drops exclusively last week to me. But shout out to my boy Daniel Aguirre, aka Chidi, signing a 3-year, $150 million deal with Chivas. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how much he's. But no, he can't hear. Okay, can't hear. I'm talking to myself. Great. 1 second. Mic test. Hmm. How about now? We good? I think we're good now. Let me start all over. I'm starting all over. We're starting back. Welcome to the Giojackson Show, another episode. We're back. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's week's going great. Hope everything you put your mind to is you conquer. No matter the task, you will conquer it. As always, I believe in you. But we're in summer. The heat is here, and there's a lot of things going on. We got NBA finals. We got summer of football, Eurocopa, Copa America. Obviously, La Decepción de Mexico this past weekend. Um, Club soccer may be over, but there's still sports going on. Uh, Mandatory mini camp is over in football, and in a month they'll be starting training camp, like almost in a month. So that's exciting as well. But we'll jump into it. But as I was mentioning my story before, I get a call last week. Hey, what do you think about this? I'm gonna send you a link. So I'm nervous. My friend sending me a link. Like, what could it be? Hopefully, it's not inappropriate things. I get the link. I look, and friend of the show, ours truly, our boy Daniel Aguirre signs a $150 million deal, 3 years with Chivas. Obviously, I don't know the details of the deal. Obviously that's a joke, but what's real is that our boy Daniel Aguirre, president of the LA Galaxy, is now in Chivas, one of the top teams in Mexico, historic team in Mexico. Man, what can I say? Obviously, I messaged him, but man, congratulations! So proud of you. I'm sure your family's proud of you. I know Javi, you're here. I'm sure you're proud of it, man. What an amazing accomplishment. Obviously us growing up watching Mexican soccer. To go to a team like Chivas, I wish him all the best. I know, I'm sure he's excited. I'm sure he's gonna put, all the effort he can, and hopefully, we start of something great. And so all the best of luck to him. You know, Obviously I'm not a Chivas fan, but send that jersey. We'll put it right here. Um, you know, Chivas. What can we say? Um, but congratulations, and I'm sure all of Rebel City, we're proud of you, putting Rebel City on the map as you always have, always do. So we'll be obviously looking out for you, and but I feel like one of his biggest accomplishments is being a 2-time fantasy champion in our league. So shout outs to that too. Two times in a short amount of span, living life to the best. With that being said, I got a question from yours truly, aka Big Mike. He said, I think he's meaning cuántos campeonatos is Chivas going to win now with Chidi? Chidi playing in the World Cup 2026, calling it right now. We hope, but Chivas now, that's the move they needed to make. Solidifying the midfield, an attacking minded midfielder, up and down, amazing passing. We'll be rooting. Hopefully, they can win that title. That would be amazing. One of our boys winning the Mexican League, something all of us growing up, we've dreamed of winning a title, especially in the Mexican League. So I'm rooting for him. I definitely am. I guess I have to be rooting for Chivas now, but Pachuca's still my team. But on the side, Chivas, hopefully, as long as Chidi plays, he scores, he makes assists. I think they got two in them for sure. They're trying to catch up to America because right now these America fans, they're insufferable. They're on the highest of the horse. But what do we always say? When you're on the highest of the horse, when you go down, it's a long way down. So we'll be seeing. But in the topic of Mexico, so obviously Mexico, I got a question. Should we be worried about the Mexican national team? Welcome, Nuevo Chio Hermano. Chidi, double X, please. Working on the XL, but double X still right now. Sign, por favor. But the Mexican national team, obviously last week, man, what a game with Uruguay. 4-0. Darwin Nunez looking like prime Zlatan Ibrahimovic. What a awful game. What awful. And the crazy thing is like some of these players, I don't know. I feel like some of the players on the Mexico team, I don't feel like they're deserving of being on the Mexico national team. Like, I don't know. The quality has gone down, I will say for sure. And the fact that, maybe like one or two play in Europe, the rest all play in the Mexican League. But obviously, they're not improving. They're not gaining the experience, that roce against top quality players. And we saw that against Uruguay. Against Brazil, it was better. Obviously, Brazil, I think they didn't play like their best 11 in the beginning of the game, but they still had some key players. And they were dominating. They went to 0. I think they might have got complacent. They put the aceleros down, and Mexico, they started playing a little bit better. They tied it up, but at the end, the wonder kid, Real Madrid, wonder kid signed Endrick. What a goal to score, in that moment. Obviously, amistoso, but still, he's 17 years old. Real Madrid keeps getting better. We won't talk about Real Madrid anymore. We glazed the hell out of him last week. And so obviously the question is Mexico, man. My word, yes, I'm worried. I feel hopefully no pasan el ridículo in the Copa America. I think their group is tough too. They have Venezuela, who has improved. Jamaica, who's always a dangerous team. They're always fast. They're strong. And who's the other team? Let me look it up. I think it's another solid team. Copa America standings. Ecuador, yeah. They're also a team that has, amazing players. They got my boy, Caicedo. I think Ener Valencia is still there. But they have, they have players that play in Europe. And it will be tough. I think it's going to be tough for Mexico. I still think they make it out the group. But time is ticking for Jimmy Lozano. What started off promising, I don't see an improvement. I don't like the style of play Mexico plays. I don't see an identity. And these South American teams, like, they legit. But speaking not just Mexico, I just think of CONCACAF. Are they doomed in the Copa America? I was a big believer, the USA team. I feel like the USA team, I still think they're the best team in the CONCACAF. The players they have, they all play in Europe. But man, to lose 5-0 against a Colombian team who's also good, but to lose 5-0, it's pretty alarming. All these matches are friendlies. So, they're used to, maybe try new tactics, see how the team plays. But it is worrisome, this was the time. We're 2 years away from the World Cup, and I feel like CONCACAF, they want to make noise in this upcoming World Cup, and I feel like USA is the team that might make it far. I still believe, like I said, all the talented players, but it just falls to there's different levels. There's levels. So hopefully, in this Copa America, I just want them to play well. USA, Mexico, another team, Canada. They did get the tie 0-0 against Uruguay. Canada has some, quality players as well, but it's their time, because they'll be going up against the Argentinas, the Brazils, Colombia, like I said, Ecuador, maybe like the Chiles. So it'll be interesting. Like I said, interesting tournament. We're looking forward to it. A summer full of soccer. But I am a little nervous, a little eerie. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. But speaking of the summer of football is starting, and man, this is what I call always the mini World Cup, the Euros. The Euros, it's basically the best teams in Europe, which usually are the best teams in the world. And we get amazing storylines, quality of football. And I won't give my full predictions of winners. I'll give okay. I will say I think France is the favorite. Obviously, the quality of players they have, top to bottom. Mbappe, one of the best players in the world. Germany, they have a pretty good team. Lately, they've fallen short in big tournaments, but with the nucleus of the Leverkusen team, the Bayern team, the emergence of a once Chelsea great Havertz, that's another team that might be looking good. I'm not a big believer in Portugal. Same with Spain. They might make noise, but man, lately they tend to choke. But I think it's still France. But I will give my predictions on who comes out of the groups. So let me share my screen. Hold on, let me move this here. Okay. So obviously here, I still believe, does it say top two teams from each could qualify to the next round? Four best 13. Also, a lot of teams qualify out. So I'm just going to name the top two. From this group, I believe Germany, no doubt, number one. And I will say maybe Switzerland as the second team coming out. A third, maybe Hungary. I'm willing Hungary. This group B, I believe, is probably the group of death. You got Spain, Croatia, Italy, Albania. I'm gonna go Croatia as the number one team coming out. Then Spain. Well, between Spain and Italy, but I think Spain, then Italy would be the third. Group C, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, England. Number one, England. Young players. They got my boy, the coldest of the cold, Cole Palmer. I feel like a big coming out party for Cole Palmer. Him, Foden, Harry Kane on top. So that I got them. Then I will say probably Serbia. No, actually, I'm going to go Denmark as two. They still have quality players. Now I would go Serbia. Group D, France, obviously number one team coming out. Then you got to go with the Dutch boys, Holland. They still have quality players. They have obviously one of the best defenders in the world, Van Dijk. They got Cody Gakpo, Frankie de Jong, top quality players. Then I guess I would say Poland, maybe Austria. But Group E, Belgium. I will go number one, Belgium. Maybe I'm gonna go. I'm liking Ukraine. Obviously, I'm not a homer, but they got my boy, Mudrik. So I'm gonna go Ukraine. I'm gonna be bold on this one. So Belgium and Ukraine. And then the last group, Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, Czech. This is a pretty tough team because they're all pretty. This is a pretty tough group because they're all pretty good. I would say. Turkey's they always tend to be good. Georgia, they got El Cavaradona from Napoli. Portugal, because they got one of the goats, Ronaldo. Um, Ronaldo, what's the guy's name? João Felix, Bruno Fernandes, and then the Czech Republic. But I don't know. I think Portugal will be one, and I'm gonna go Georgia as number two, and Turkey. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for the Euro Cup? And what's going to be amazing is we get to have these games in the morning, and then in the afternoon we'll have the Copa America. So a lot of my degenerates out there who like to bet, it's a good time right now. But I'm excited for the Euro Cup. Where is it, by the way? Help me out. Where's the Euro Cup this year? Whatever. Um, that should be good. Now, in other news of club soccer, we have one question out here: Nico Williams or Luis Diaz? Our Barca targets this summer. Who do you prefer? Nico Williams, young player, been playing very well for Bilbao. He's nice. I like him, but I think I would prefer Luis Diaz, player that has more experience, has played in Europe. He played in Portugal, has played in Liverpool, and I feel like, man, he's always given the chance. He's really good, and I feel like for Barca style of play, I feel like he would fit well. If they were to get both, that's great. But I think I would prefer Luis Diaz, definitely. But Nico Williams is not bad. You're getting a young player. He knows the La Liga. Um, I'm sure Pepe's, you would want Nico Williams. I feel like that's the type of style of player you like, definitely. But but I think Luis Diaz. I would pick Luis Diaz if I had to choose. Like I said, I feel him being more experienced will help him out. And I don't know, he just seems like a Barcelona player. Now, yours truly, Alberto, as always. Right when Messi said this, I got the DMs, but Messi said Madrid is the best team in the world. The debate is over. And I'm gonna have to agree with Messi. We honestly, let's be honest, we all agree. Real Madrid is the best team in the world, and they've been that team for the past couple of years. There's no debate right now. Um, I don't think they asked Messi if they're the best team of all time, but right now, I mean, yeah, Real Madrid is the best team in the world, mm, winning six Champions League in what the past like 10 years. Incredible, 15 of them overall in their story, top to bottom, the top team, young team still. With the addition of Mbappe, they will continue to be the best team in the world until another team proves that they're not. As I mentioned before, I feel like Man City would be the only team to challenge them. I feel, squad wise, they have a squad that can match, but like I said, the X factor now is Mbappe, and having a player like that is just different. And I know the Madrid fans, they hear Messi saying that. It's like if Ronaldo had said Barcelona is the best team in the world, the Barca fans would be, oh, look what he said. But I mean, that's why Messi's the GOAT, because he's very honest. And, he acknowledges when, it is what it is. But Real Madrid might be the best team right now, but Messi's the best player in the world of our generation. The things that man did, um, the magic, the years, winning the World Cup to solidify that he's one of the best players of all time in history. But yet again, like I said, I respect Ronaldo. I think what Ronaldo has done as well, incredible. All the Champions Leagues he's won, being able, such a strong, fast player, can shoot with both feet, can header, putting Real Madrid on his back. Certain times when it looked like Barca kept whooping on them, and then Ronaldo stepped up. But I still would take Lionel Messi. That's just my preference, and I just think the World Cup means a lot. Having that World Cup, it's like having that Super Bowl. It solidifies you. It's the difference between like a Dan Marino, who was an amazing quarterback, never won the Super Bowl, and a Peyton Manning, who got two. That World Cup means a lot. It weighs a lot. And, that's etched in history. He's now compared to the Pelés, to the Maradonas. Maradona has one. Messi has one. And Messi has the club acolytes, the stats, the Ballon d'Oros. controversial, but he does have all that. But in my generation, my lifetime, what I've seen, unless another player comes out and proves it to me, but it's got to be Messi. But this wasn't a Messi talk; it was a Real Madrid talk, and the awards, the accolades speaks for themselves. So Real Madrid, they are the best team in the world right now. I agree. I agree with Messi. I'm sure the Raz out there, salivating with these comments. He might clip this, but it's the truth. Can't deny it. Now let's talk about a little NFL. Obviously, let's talk about my Niners, your guys' favorite topics. But obviously, right now, well, actually, let's talk about this. Last week, I mentioned right that the talk was McCaffrey wasn't in practices because he wanted a new deal done, but they were saying, "Oh, it's no, he's getting married, he's preparing that." But what happened? As soon as I ended the show, the next day, McCaffrey got a new deal. He got more guaranteed money. I think they added 2 more years to his contract. Gio Schefter. I know these things. And deservedly so. He won the Offensive Player of the Year. He was our best player on the team. Like I said, I believe after this year, the remaining money on this contract wasn't guaranteed. So we got injured this season. Niners, say, what, we're not going to pay you. So at least he got his money. He's guaranteed another 2 years. But it's just that factor. These Niners players know that next year it will be tough to get the money because if Purdy's going to get paid. So the news coming now is, well, number one news was supposedly the Niners offered Brandon Ayuk 26 a year. Obviously, with all the contracts we've been seeing going on with the receivers, that's a slap in the face to Ayuk. And he probably is like, I ain't having a conversation unless it's 30 and up. He wants Monte Brown money. I feel like his comparison, one name I forgot to mention last week was Jalen Waddle. He got, I believe, 29, 30, 28, 29, something like that. I think if we gave Ayuk that, I think that's the spot for him. I don't mind the 30, but and that's the thing, the Niners don't have money to give out like that. Like they can make it work, but then next year when Diamador Lenore, if he keeps playing like he plays, he's gonna want his bag. Aaron Banks, one of our guards, he's been pretty solid. I feel like that's a player they should sign right now. He's solid, but imagine he has another like Pro Bowl season, he's gonna want the bag. Kind of what we did with Greenlaw. We signed him a little early, but now that contract's worth it because man, what we got on the Greenlaw, sometimes Greenlaw, he's one of our best linebackers on the team, and we have Fred Warner. So that's a good deal to do. So I feel like they should tie up either Lenore or Banks early like this right now before, they have another Pro Bowl season and now they're out of, the range that we can pay them. But so that's what was the reported 26. Obviously, you probably feel disrespected, and that's why we see, him not showing up at practice, the post, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know where this is going to go. I still don't know. I could see him not showing up for the first 8 games, then showing up for the last 8 games because he needs that accrued season, Because basically, if he doesn't show up and play this season doesn't count for him. So it just postpones another year to his contract. So he could sit out 8 games, come back the last 8. He accrues the year. Now he becomes a free agent. But the Niners won't let him become a free agent because they'll franchise tag him, which will pay him, a 1-year contract. And it has flexibility for him to still be on the team. But obviously, Ayuk doesn't want that. That's like a slap in the face. But the other player that came out, the reports, is Trent Williams. He wants a new, I guess, a revised contract, maybe some more guaranteed money. He's older, so he knows that maybe he has another 1 to 2 years. So these players, they know, that then they want to get their bag. And I feel like it just falls to them being, the past 2 years, they've been very close-knit team as like, we know we can win the Super Bowl. We need this and that to happen. And they made it to the Super Bowl. They were close to winning it. And again, they fell short. And now I believe they're in that mindset, I'm going to start thinking for myself. I'm going to see what I can get. Because imagine to fall short time and time again, you get to the point where it's like you you start to doubt and you're like, I don't think it's going to happen. Let me protect my bag, my family. And you can't fault these players for it. As fans, we say, man, if I was them, I would play for free or, it's my team, blah, blah, blah. But they're one hit away from, never playing again. They got to get the most money they can get. But I wouldn't be surprised if more players start asking to be paid. And it all falls to one person, Kyle. He's the one common denominator in all of this. Not getting over the hump. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully things get figured out. Hopefully we pay Ayuk. I still think he's our best receiver on our team. But if he wants Justin Jefferson money, as much as I like Ayuk, I don't think he's worth that much. We'll see what happens. Now, we're maybe 2 months away from the best time in football, fantasy football. I will give my top 10 players who I think will finish with a lot of points coming up this season. Fantasy football, amazing time, best time. I just love. So I'm a commissioner of my league. I love the group of guys that we have, many years together, the banter. But it's serious. It's time to get fucking serious with this, especially for me. I need to win it. I want it. It's my time. Last year was a horrible season for me, but we live, we learn. I've been on this mindset of growth, and I'm growing, and I'm coming. Pause. No diddy. But this is who I think will be the top 10 players fantasy-wise. I'll share my screen. Number one, I still think all said and done. So here on the ESPN rankings, they got McCaffrey. I still think, I don't know if I would have McCaffrey. I mean, the thing with running backs, right, as they get older, actually, let me zoom in a little more. Being a running back, right, older, he took a lot of touches last year, pause. So he had the ball a lot last year. He was a point of our offense, so he took a lot of hits. He takes care of himself well. I guess I would go McCaffrey again. This is PPR as well, so the fact that he can catch, he can run. In the goal line, he's the one that gets, the red zone touchdowns. I'm gonna go McCaffrey. I still think he should be the number one option. Just ask Big Mike. So that's one. They have Breece Hall. That's very interesting. I think I would have just CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, I think, would be a good option as two. He's the focal point of the Cowboys offense. He's obviously Dak Prescott's favorite target. He had an amazing season last year. He's also in a contract situation, so if he doesn't get paid, he's going to want to prove something. And if he gets paid, he's going to want to validate his contract. But that's one. Bijan Robinson is another one I like. That's going to be a good one with Kirk Cousins. When Kirk Cousins had Dalvin Cook, we saw how the offense ran. But Bijan Robinson, that's a good one. That offense, say what you want about Kirk Cousins. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but he distributes the ball well. So I expect big things for Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson. Breece Hall carried my team to second place. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's top 5, but I'll eat my words if he is. But I think next, you could go like a Breece Hall, definitely, especially with Aaron Rodgers back. They're going to try to maybe run the ball a little bit more. And that big test will be that big Monday night game against the Niners. We'll see how our defensive run game. You know how our run defense is. But Brees Hall, he's good. He's good, but you know he did have that ACL injury. But he will be 1 year removed, so this might be a breakout year for Brees. I think that's what ESPN is counting on, a big breakout year for Brees Hall. It's his third year. Next, obviously Tyreek Hill, man, cheat code. Uh, Even though you know, like I said, Tua, I don't think he's the best quarterback, but he makes it work. And Tyreek's dangerous. That's a good one. I I, I like Justin Jefferson. Um, they haven't made, but I think he should go a little bit higher, coming back from injury. Potentially, we'll see how he molds with JJ McCarthy. Because if it's Sam Darnold, I think Justin Jefferson will still put up numbers, but it's Sam Darnold, El Casper, El Ghost. Amonte Brown, new contract. That's a good one too. Jamar Chase, definitely, which was the number one pick in our past season. The Big Mike effect. Let's see who else. They have Saquon. Saquon in Philly, yes. I like that. Even though he won't get a lot, I feel like, you know, when they're in the 1 yard line, 2 yard line, you know, they're gonna do their Philly special. But I feel like Saquon, they're gonna use him a lot in the pass game. He'll break a couple, you know, he'll break a couple of runs, especially too because when he was in the Giants, it was just Saquon. But now in the Eagles, they have Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. So there's going to be a lot of space open for the Eagles. Plus the threat of Jalen Hurts running with the ball. That's a good pick, Saquon. And they have Jonathan Taylor. This season, you know, I'm sure he would want to break out. You know, last season, I think he was injured. He didn't have the best of seasons, but Puka, we'll see. I mean, he had an amazing rookie season. That's a good one. Puka, Jameer Gibbs. That's another one. Who else? Who's gonna be a sleeper? The rookies. We'll see. There's always that one player, right? Last year was Puka, Kyrie Williams. I wonder who will be this year's player. Maybe a rookie, but yeah, I like all those. I like all those picks. AJ Brown, that would be a good one. Chris Olave, he's pretty solid. PPR machine. Mike Evans, Derrick Henry. That's another one with Baltimore. I feel like he'll get a lot of those. You know, they're gonna use him. Hopefully, they use him well. Like that's gonna be scary. Lamar and Derrick, Ricky. But Lamar and Derrick Henry, that's dangerous. That's gonna be dangerous. But we'll get into more fantasy talk as it gets closer. Now, obviously, we got NBA Finals going on right now. Celtics, they're up 2-0 against the Mavericks. It's going back to Dallas. So, man, that hopefully Dallas, they would want to win both at home, take it back to Boston, tied 2-2. But I think, as friend of the show, George, he called it. He said, first game, we're going to win by more than 15, or I wouldn't count it as a win. They won by like 18, 20. And I just think, you know, Celtics top to bottom, they have the better team, even though Jason Tatum isn't playing his best, but everyone else is stepping up. And poor Luka, he's the one, you know, throwing 30 points a game, and his team, you know, they've been absent. But all they got to do, one game at a time, right? They win the next one, then they win their one. If they win the next one, then what are they? They're one game away from being 2-2. So, but I think the Celtics will win in 5. And they'll another, you know, George will finally win something. It's been a while for him, you know. Obviously, he had heartbreaks with Arsenal, Chivas, Patriots, but yeah, they're irrelevant now. So he wants this one. And George, hopefully you get it. And I think they will. They will do it in 5. And I think they will take the crown. But we'll monitor that. We'll see if if Luka Doncic could have you know, him and Kyrie, if they have a crazy game, they'll be one game away from being 2-2. And then from there, we'll see. Now we got the infamous Funny questions. The first question: which Batman villain would you like to see in the live-action Batman movie? Great question, Bonnie. Um, Obviously, my favorite is the Joker, but we've seen the Joker. Let's think outside the box. So, one story that I like, um, I did like the portrayal of the Riddler in this past movie. Him being like this, like Zodiac type killer, leaving. Obviously the Riddler. We know he's about the clues. I really did enjoy the portrayal of the Riddler, but I think they should go with the Hush storyline. So for you guys that know who's Hush, blah blah blah. So Hush, um, he is he was a friend of Bruce Wayne's when they were younger. I think he becomes a doctor, but he becomes obsessed with Bruce Wayne, like his family. So his thing is he's able to change his face, and he changes it to Bruce Wayne. He like I guess he frames him for a couple things, but then the Hush storyline, the Riddler's involved. So basically he gathers all of Batman's villains to basically work all of them together to take down the Batman, but he's the mastermind behind it. So it would be you when we would see another movie with Batman being at his best, what he's known for, the world's greatest detective, figuring out, who is behind this. And later on, you won't spoil it, but spoiler alert, he finds out that, Hush is one of his old friends, and his mask is, him with bandages around his face. That would be one. Who else haven't we not seen? I was really interested when they said that the Ben Affleck movie, his villain was going to be Deathstroke. Um, they could go a route as in, I don't know, the Penguin, for example, puts out portrayed by Colin Farrell. His show's coming out on HBO. I did like the Penguin's portrayal, but maybe he puts a bounty out for the Batman, and all of these bounty hunters come, and one of them being Deathstroke. That would be more action, I feel like. But I do like the tone of this Batman, being more detective noir. So I think Hush would be the perfect candidate. The Court of Owls, that would be a cool one. Another, kind of Illuminati association. So the Court of Owls is all of Gotham's elite, and they have this trained assassin called the Talon. That would be cool if they were able to do that. Definitely. What are your personal expected stats looking like at the summer Cascarita? So great question, then. Right now, we had a hell of a game last week. Unfortunately, we came short. But Nene, you came in hot. You scored two. The you, me, Pollo connection was pretty deadly. But I'm for sure scoring hat trick per Cascarita, 2 assists, a lot of speeches. I like to motivate the troops, especially the young people, the young kids, because sometimes they put their head down, and I like to yell at them, remind them that the game's not over. We may be down 5-0, but with the mentality, with the right mentality, with the right huevos, we could come back from it. So, but I like to wear I have a captain badge. I'll wear it next time when we play. I like to be the captain of my team as the veteran, the older now, putting the young players under my wings. So definitely hat trick, 2 assists per game. Nothing will beat that Christmas game where you thought you could handle me, and it wasn't at my prime. Right now, I'm back getting closer to my prime, but I scored 5 and 2 assists on you, and I took it personal. But now we're on the same team, so no hard feelings. Hi, baby Hema, how you doing today? Hopefully, you had an amazing day too. You excited for Disneyland? I think is it this week then that you're going? That should be fun, with the niece. Um, that should be fun. Another bunny question. Let me take this off. Came late but showed up. Father's Day Cascara. Let's do it. Let's get dads versus non-dads. Okay, tell me your starting 11 for the dads. Cause us non-dads, we got hitters. We still got hitters, but let's see the dads team. Let's see. Is you, Isidro, Pollo, he's a dad, right? I'm technically a dad, you know, obviously Tony and Vic, they're my sons. So I could play for the father's team as well. But I'll be on the non dads. Pretty solid, but the non dads have myself, Pepe's, Pancho. Oh, y'all have Marco, I forgot. Yeah, it'll be pretty, it's actually be pretty competitive. And that's what's crazy is that the younger guys are the dads. Well, Javi's a non dad, so he's with us, but the younger kids are the dads. You know, us older heads, we're still not, we're not there. We're enjoying life. You know, we're still big kids. Um, but Bonnie's question: do you think Deadpool Wolverine's new movie has will have the same effect like the Avengers movie or the Spider-Man No Way Home? I'm very excited for this movie. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds, he's Deadpool. That's his character. Like that is Deadpool, and him bringing Hugh Jackman, who is Wolverine. That's Wolverine. It's gonna be an amazing movie, and obviously Deadpool. They have no filter. They'll talk shit about everything. It'll be an amazing movie. I'm excited for it. I haven't been excited for like all these newer superhero movies. They've really made them woke, and then I don't know. I just don't like the whole wokeness. Like, let me enjoy a superhero movie. What it's all about. Don't need this propaganda, liberal propaganda. Let's not get started. MAGA 2024. We're all about it. But no, I'm excited for this. I'm definitely am. Will it have the same effect? It's different. The Avengers, that's a different level, different effect, man. When Avengers, the End Game, and then the second one, it was a different. That was peak. It was a buildup of 10 years of peak Marvel. We grew to love these characters, get a bond with them, seeing them get snapped away, and you're like, no way, they freaking killed Black Panther, Spider Man, all these characters, right? For them to come back, that they tied it up well. So I don't think it will have that same effect, but I think it's gonna be a great movie. I think so. Same with Spider Man No Way Home. That was a great movie as well. But it was a lot of nostalgia, right? Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, um, bringing Doctor Strange in it, and I really do like Tom Holland's Spider Man. I think, but I mean, my boy's still Toby, and seeing Toby again, giving Andrew Garfield his props because I think he played a well, he played Spider Man well, and I feel like he deserved better. A lot of people didn't like him, but he's a good Spider Man. They're all great Spider Mans. Let me get Pancho's dad and Jaime. It's a dub. Real Madrid is inevitable. Y nada más. Hi, Alberto. Um, Speaking of wokeness, let's get right into it. The Acolyte. So, big Star Wars fan. And when I heard a show, The Acolyte, set in the days of when the Jedi's are at their peak, the High Republic, I was excited. But Disney, make it woke. They gotta, do this and that. But I will say, I gave it a chance. And I will say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I really like the character, the guy from Squid Game. He's a Jedi Master. I like his character. He's a great actor. He plays the Jedi well, and I'm intrigued by it. The storyline. It was pretty. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! It was pretty, predictable. Obviously. So basically, what happens is there's this dark assassin figure killing Jedi's during the time when the Jedi's are at their peak. So it's crazy to even think about killing a Jedi, but this person does. And then we're introduced to the same character, but later you find out that, and this character gets blamed for assassinating a Jedi, but this character has a twin, so it's the twin that did the killing, and this other one used to. So the one that's innocent, she used to be a Jedi, but she left the Jedi Order, and now they're blaming her, and it's about her trying to prove that it wasn't her, and then later on, you kind of find out, oh, she has an evil twin, blah blah, and it's like the rise of the Sith. So I'm intrigued. I'm gonna give it. It's they had the first two episodes are on Disney Plus. Give it a shot. Um, but sometimes some of the acting, it's set like in the older time, 100 years before the Phantom Menace, and some of the acting seems too like new. Like the characters don't. Some of the characters don't fit the era, if that makes sense. Like they talk like if they were, it was like the newer era, if that makes sense. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a shot. As long as they don't push the woke, what Disney be doing. But I think it's good. But it's not as good as Andor. I really enjoy Andor. Now that was a show. The Mandalorian, that was a show. But check it out. Let me know what you think. My Star Wars geeks out there, let me know. I know a lot of people have been throwing hate. Gio should play Elden Ring. I've heard about that game. I could stream it if you guys are down. You know what I've been trying to stream, honestly, because I'm good. Because I already passed the story twice. Is Jedi Survivor. You guys are interested in me playing that, because that game could be jokes. Because some of these bosses, man, it's frustrating. The son of the spawn of Agbo is one. The Rancor, but it's such a good storyline. So if you guys, I'll be down, to play a stream me playing a story game mode. But I've heard Elden Ring, maybe. One of Bunny, his last question, very funny question, but will you will you reconnect with my cousin at my wedding in Guadalajara? Bunny, obviously, I'm not gonna spill, my tea, but basically, there was a time when I was younger where, I met your cousin and, I tried to give her my all and it didn't work out, but that's fine. She moved on. That's okay. But she missed out. She missed out on a great guy. And, right now I'm at the top. I'm at the top. I'm at my best. And I can't look back. I cannot look back. I'm at a different wavelength, different mindset. So I will be courteous. I will say hello. How's everything? But look what you missed out. We'll keep it at that. No, but no disrespect. No, I'm sure she's a great girl. I'm sure she's happy in life now, wherever she's got going on. No hard feelings. But it's hella funny, man. You're hella funny. But we're at the end of the show. And last week we introduced the Geo's words of wisdom. And, people enjoyed it. So this week's words of wisdom, I will say, I don't think I said it last week, but one big thing I'm all about is control what you can control. Don't let outside factors. I think I did mention that last week, but do what you can. Control what you can control. Don't take things personal. Always try your best in whatever you do. If it's tough, if it's something, that you don't think you can do, try your best. Because if you try your best and you fail and you give 100%, you'll still be proud, that you tried something different, that you try to improve. So that's my words of wisdom today. Always block the noise. Every time they count you out, come back stronger because you'll always be undefeated. It's a good song. But control what you can control. Don't take things personal. And these are part of the 4 agreements. But try your best, guys. And again, I want to thank every one of you guys. If you watch this later, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys always for being here. I appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful week. I'm out. Peace out. Love you guys. See you next week. Peace.